All right, ladies and gentlemen, back again. Oh, I haven't done a video in a while. Apologize about that. I got that ninja, man. I got sick. Oh, that sucked. I was down and out. So wasn't planning on doing any off-season videos. I did one and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. It's too scattered, you know, trying to play, like getting fights without suicides, like it's just a mess. And plus it's off season. So kind of took it easy and then I got sick and I was just like, screw everything. But here I am, back with season 34. This is actually War 1 and 2, going up against LOXC, Leave Extraordinary something or other, and then Ny718. Same team on both. I have a feeling I'm pretty much going to be rolling with this team, I would say 80 to 90% of the season. We got a lot of Nimrods now, and I rank 4. I took Doom to rank 4, and man, he's just a beast. I mean, obviously, but like, I missed him. I really did, and he works so well on this team. So anyway, yeah, let's get into it here. Doom, She-Hulk, Mr. Fantastic, right? 3A, I think both my first fights were 3A and then 5B, to be honest. Human Torch, this guy, I don't want to say he's my nemesis, but like, he's a champ that I can have problems against this guy. Like, it's his timing on when his dash in, because he comes in like this and then lays out at you with that medium, and like, he'll tag me pretty often. I don't get tagged in this, but I do block everything. And I mean, I lose like half my health just from blocking, because that level 2, yeah, sure, I can evade it most times. But if you miss that evade on that last hit, you're screwed. You're getting stunned for a good bit and you're probably getting burned to death. So yeah, I mean, She-Hulk's pretty good for Torch. She's not great, but she can manage, like a lot of her fights, she can manage. Better than Mr. Fantastic, in my opinion, because of the node. And Mr. Fantastic's evade can kind of screw you. You know, she shrugs against science. So she shrugs, you know, the incinerates if he gets, you know, his smolders up, and then the shock from the armor up and all that. And she does okay damage. You know, I'm pretty sure he's science, so he's probably got high base stats against physical attacks, which is what She-Hulks are. But anyway, you know, persevered. Tigra, it's always got to be She-Hulk against Tigra. I mean, Mr. Fantastic can work, but he doesn't have a native weakness. So it's slow, weakness, and I think exhaustion are what prevent her unblockable effects from her specials. So She-Hulk just ruins her. You know, I mean, you can just basically render any of her tricks obsolete because she can't go unblockable. Mr. Fantastic doesn't actually have a weakness. I mean, you have to spec into Resonate, which is a great mastery, but it's also inconsistent. So yeah, She-Hulk whenever possible. Sometimes I use Mr. Fantastic, but I usually end up taking, you know, an unblockable slap. Didn't want to mess around. She-Hulk, and I think with this, if I remember correctly, was it this one? Yeah, I stretched out a level 1 power start 1 boost to all 3 of these fights. That's why I'm kind of hurrying it up here. You'll see how much time I have left in just a second. Science boosts for those first 2, and then obviously Miss-Tic. This Man Thing, I mean, he's a turd, and he's here every war because he's challenging. I mean, he's really challenging. You know, there's a couple champs that can do this fight, but not a ton. We generally use Cable for this, you know, Cable APOC, and just melt him down with Cable. But, you know, it's not perfect. They can go sideways. Especially, you know, this is a new global, Miss-Tic dispersion. So, Cable, you know, he procs buffs. So those can cause him to miss. And anyone that's not Defiance can miss, essentially. But Doom's rank 4 for basically everyone. So you've got that over Cable. I haven't seen a rank 4 Cable yet. Not that he wouldn't be a good candidate. I think he'd be great. But a lot of rank 4 Dooms out there. And then ultimately it's the max MD, and you just let that MD work. You let it put the work in. You rely on it, and you just kind of be patient in these fights and, you know, let your power build. I mean, you've got Unstoppable from Man Thing's Heavy. You've got Armor Up from the Node. You've got Furies from Man Thing. All active buffs. So all those are working in your favor. You just got to, like, play around the miss if you end up having a buff expire or nullify on you. So you want to try to avoid Man Thing throwing the level 1 because that's how you get pustules, which are buffs, turn into poisons. That can be bad. But ultimately the fight's really quick. If you know, even if you make mistakes. And the next one, I fight him next war. It'll be later on in this video. I do. It's not even a great fight. It's good, but not great. And I still pulled it out. So this is Mixmaster Sersi here. I had 8 fights this war. Torch, Tigra, Man Thing, Mixmaster Sersi, Maw, Footloose, RagThor 5B, followed by Mojo 5B, and then Sorceress Supreme on level 2 mid. But yeah, so that's why all the parry heavy here, because again, you let MD do the work. But this is Mixmaster, so you can't really, you know, do many hits, you know, 1-2 hits. I just opted for parry heavy, honestly, and then, you know, shock. The trick with her is you want to get that first heavy, parry, and then heavy, straight into heavy. Don't do a medium, because that first heavy is going to go ahead and get a stagger, and she will glance, but that glance will get staggered right away. So that's kind of the trick with her, so you have to deal with that glance at all, because that can really cause issues. But apart from that, you know, you're getting the class advantage and those pimp slaps. I mean, so yeah, blended. Maw, he shows up here a lot. It's a good placement. I feel by and large now, I mean, most of us tier 1 players we've seen the same defenders. I mean, you know, you've got the same mix of defenders, 70 defenders, 65, 70 defenders that are actually worthwhile. Some get rotated in and out depending on global, but ultimately we've all seen these same defenders on various nodes, and we just, you know, good players have the counters. I personally think Maw is like the best counter Doom is the best counter for Maw on this node. You just keep those staggers up, and you know, you let MD work for you. You want to try not to, you can take Dex off for this to avoid, you know, Mystic dispersion, the global. But you know, as long as you evade correctly out of that heavy, you know, I procced one there. But I think it was on cooldown or something. I don't remember. It all happened so fast. But yeah, like, you know, the Mystic dispersion global, you just have to play around. You have to know, you know, when your Dex buff comes up, pay attention. And so when you attack in, it's going to be a miss. You know, if Maw nullifies with his level 1, like my Fury there, if he was to throw that level 1, you know that you're going to miss. Watch this pimp slap right here. Oh, he doesn't get much power back because Maw's got debuffs on him. That slows your power back. Look at that. 26k cut. Chop to the neck. Yeah, so if any of you guys are wondering, read Maw's abilities. Every non-damaging debuff on Ebony Maw reduces your power gain from, I think, all sources, like Power Steal, Power Drain, any of that. So his level 1, Doom's level 1 Power Steal doesn't steal nearly as much. I had an armor break on him and that Petrify pre-fight. So if you're curious about that, that's what's going on. But yeah, the Mystic Dispersion, the other thing is that it goes on cooldown. So like after you activate that, however long it lasts, 3, 4, 5 seconds, whatever it is, it goes on cooldown for like 10 seconds, maybe more. So after that, you can go ham with buffs. Something to pay attention to here. So, I mean, RagThor, yeah, he's just a bad defender. I mean, maybe he can catch somebody out, but, you know, Doom's a great counter for him because he's shock immune, which basically takes away any of his freaking gimmicks. He's got the auto block on intercept, but oh, excuse me. Yeah, who cares? You just brood him down. You know, it takes a little longer, and you just control the combo meter there so he doesn't, you know, get up to red, basically, boon of the gods or what have you. And just do it the hard way, you know? I mean, you could do an intercept and see if you get away with it. You might get, you know, auto block parried and take some hits, but why? You just sit here and just bruise him down, especially on this note. It's not Mighty Charge. It's whatever the name of the note is that gives him, you know, attack rating increase depending on debuffs on him. But you just sit here and just, you know, melt them with the incinerates. They stick. Yeah, it's doing minus 40% damage or minus 60% damage, but who cares? It takes a little longer. Super safe. You know, power control with that level 1, get to level 2, and just burn them up. You know, use that aura, light hits in aura to, you know, power steal. And, you know, just push them to 2 bars, and level 1 here, control that power, yep, boom, stop boom, right into level 2, roasted. I mean, he's a turd, he doesn't do anything. The only gimmick he has is his auto block on parry, and I guess shock if he goes red. So yep, falls apart. Doom, oh, Doom, man, he's awesome, love him. And even in this global, like, yeah, he has a couple buffs, you know, dex buff for anybody that's not Defiance. Need some water. Throat's still dry from the sickness. But Mojo coming up next. Go ahead and strap on these science boosts. You know, Defiance, She-Hulk, so good. It just eliminates basically any of Mojo's crap. You know, can't degen you. I think maybe if he hits a level 3, possibly with a level 2. I haven't got pushed into level 2 with this global yet, so I don't think so. Can't gain any buffs. I mean, so yeah. Pretty straightforward. Fake a level 1. You get that long parry stun. Maybe the dash back light. There he is. Charge, the bum rush. Her furies do get mixed up with the node fury you get from the intercept, so you gotta mind that. So you can't really tell when his protection's coming back up. Another light intercept into level 2. Power swing. I mean, She-Hulk at Defiance is just money. So money. Breezing right through. Sorceress, I think they banned, I forgot to take the first introduction bid here, where I picked my champs. But I think Spider 99 was banned here. We would usually send a Spider 99 with anti-venom synergy. So you just basically suppress her power gain entirely from the get-go. But yeah, She-Hulk works great. You just have to like bait a special or two. I think I spec'd or I activated like a 25 or 33% level 3, because you still want that level 1 power start here. So you get that bigger petrify up. But yeah, I mean, you usually get at least one level 1 bait. I think you probably need 2 of those, or you know, you can get a level 2 bait, just mine the unblockable, but it's an easy enough to evade level 2. Press. More people running stand your ground. Mangog in the next war, he's got stand your ground, probably max points. I get double stuff. Never resist. I mean, she still just falls. She's really spongy, so you do full 5-hit combos, unlike Mangog. Evade those into heavy bomb. And another one. And another one. So yeah, 8 fights, crushed. It was a solid first, it was a great first war for our battle group. I think we had 1 death. Almost had a donut. But overall, it was a pretty good war for us, especially first war of the season. This is moving on to the next war. Same team, Defiance, gotta make sure that's activated. Bans, we got Human Torch, Quake, and Ghost. Yeah, that first war, I was actually gonna take that Sassy boss with She-Hulk. It's a fun fight. I'm sure I'll face him eventually, but they did not ban Ghost. So, I mean, that was a huge mistake on their part. One of our Ghost guys just absolutely plowed through Sassy and a whole bunch of other stuff. Left the hazard shift node mini up and just Sassy died in like 30 seconds, if that. So yeah, same team facing New York 718 here. I did put these two together just because I wanted to get these videos out of here. It's been a while, you know, trying to get back into the swing of things. Oh, seriously, sorry about the coughing, guys. Throat's dry, didn't realize. So we got Nova on 3A. I think I only had 6 fights before. Nova, 3A, Man Thing, no minis. Maw, I guess he's kind of a mini, not really, but Maw and Footloose again, that's 3. Mojo on 5B, followed by Sassy, and then Mangog on his, he sits atop his normal node. These guys had a bunch of, I think, rank 4s, like, on defense. I think, you know, what's his name? Null boss, rank 4. Our guy, Blaine, actually, he just smoked him with CGR. It was like a 30-second fight. Null didn't even throw a special. It was pretty rad. Right into level 2 here, and Nova. He just gets wrecked by Doom. Wrecked. They didn't place anyone on the second node. It was just Nova into Man Thing here. I think I did, yeah, I rolled that level 1 start into both of these, if I remember correctly. Didn't I? Or maybe I used invulnerability on that Nova, I don't remember. Damn it. The coughing. Yeah, this is the one that I got a little shaky, a little sketch. But you know, all this has got to be on the fly, and you know, not perfect, make mistakes. But still a pretty good fight, you know, all things considered. I do throw a level 1 into miss, so that's cool. It does no damage, but it does get aura up. That's key, right? Let's go right into level 3 here. This first one's good. Get the Fury, and then, you know, there's some variables here, like Man Thing can nullify on contact, you contacting him or him contacting you, even your block. And I'm pretty sure even you on his block, which will cause miss, and also, you know, can nullify the Fury, which is where Doom's big damage is right there. Like, but Aura, he stands resolute, baby. And then yeah, I kind of that was just kind of like a panic level 3, like, let me reset. And so yeah, I'm still in the miss, so I'm just like, it does no damage. But I mean, hey, he moved, right? Yep, right to level 2 here, throw him down. And then level 1, knock him down. So yeah, there we go. And then level 2, roasted. See that my Fury stayed up, and that helps tremendously with his damage. We had another guy take Man Thing in another battle group this war with Doom. Soloed, first time using him, did a great job. But man, that fight was like the worst one I've seen yet, and not on account of him, just like Man Thing was super stingy, didn't throw any heavies for like 30 seconds at the beginning, so he was just getting punched on block. He didn't get any of the unstoppable buffs to fuel MD. It was just like a really weird Man Thing fight. Man Thing was just like triggered and just wouldn't cooperate at all. You know, he ended up getting some poisons on him. Man Thing threw level 1s, even though he was blocking Doom. But he pulled it out. It was great solo. I mean, those are the kind of things, you know, I mean, variables are going to happen. Maw, again, you know, it's all about keeping the stagger up. Cannot stress it enough, you know. Doom's great for this fight because he doesn't need to counter as heavy. Like, there's not many people Overseer can. Overseer can heavy counter Maw. But not many people can like legit just you know, dex once or even twice and be able to get close enough to Maw quick enough to counter his heavy with the heavy. There's just not many people that can do that. Doom can't necessarily do it, but he can just step out of Maw's heavy and then dash back in with a medium, which a lot of people can do, to be fair, but Doom can go into a heavy from that medium since it shocks, which is huge. Because with Maw, you want to keep him knocked down so his black tongue doesn't like build and you just start getting faltered all over the place. And so, you know, plus every heavy's a stagger. There's another 25, 26k heavy. So you keep knocking them down. Not only does that prevent falter from coming on, but it also keeps stagger up. So, you know, Maw sits there and throws that level 1 or level 2 on a footloose node, and neither of those proc, but they do stagger and fuel your MD, which is just like circular, and it's just the way to go. Way to go, in my opinion. And I love She-Hulk. You know, I'd love to. I mean, She-Hulk can definitely take that fight, but the key is landing that. Are you gonna be able to land that first heavy? Because if you can't land a double parry, you're screwed. It can get real ugly real quick, because even though She-Hulk can heavy through Maw's Unstoppable when he inevitably throws a level 1 or level 2 and gains Unstoppable, he also gains evade. So you still have to successfully land one of those hits on that heavy to inflict the slow. It's just a mess. So if you can't land that double parry early on and he starts going to, you know, specials, it can become a real ugly loop. So I opt for Doom. Plus he's rank 4, which is always just awesome. Send to rank 4 when and if at all possible. Ooh, that protection came up right after that parry or right before it. For another level 1 intercept, I think he gets, yeah, he's there. Ooh, see, look at him stalking me like, yeah, throw another one so you can parry me. Let's do that. Amateur. Into draft back, light into the face. What? 45 to the face. Love it. Love those. Gosh, she had a higher crit rate. Sassy. This guy's such a chump. She-Hulk just absolutely abuses this beast. Yeah, it's just, you know, even on Mighty Charge, like, you could still land those heavies. If you stay aggressive, you know, you can keep that slow up for at least a little bit. I think I actually blocked out. Like, I was trying to evade, but it just didn't work, so I was fortunate he didn't stun there. Well, it makes pots. Wouldn't have killed me, but yeah, would have hurt. What? I didn't want to go to level 3, so I went in through that since I couldn't get the intercept early on. One more? Oh yeah. Press. Yeah, now I'm evading these level 1s. Yep, with the intercept. Alright. I went ahead and dropped the level 2 there just to get that good damage. Since I did land that intercept, you know, I wanted to go ahead and get the damage while I could. I wasn't even close to a level 2, so I was like, we're gonna just do this. Plus you get the power stings, you know. It was the right call. You've got that Regan starting to build, but who cares? All you need is 1 level 2, which I get shortly. Maybe, but didn't want to risk that counter. What? And down he goes. And then we go into Tri-Fingers. Claws, right? Mangog. You know the routine here. But yeah, no, this guy was running Stand Your Ground. Probably max, or I just got real unlucky. But I'd lean max because these guys, they do place with defensive masteries and obviously have like a large amount of rank 4s across all battle groups on defense. I think were these guys that had a rank 4 scroll? Might have been them and or another alliance. Yeah, I press in the corner. I'm gonna get this guy cornered. I'm like, okay, let's go for this heavy rotation, and he resists twice. And right here, and see, I was waiting because I was gonna throw the level 2 there, but I was like, we'll see what happens. And he actually, I mean, I could have blocked that, but I dashed in like an idiot. I didn't do my huge, so yep, gonna step back here. Instead, I just press with the dash in. Can't do anything to that. You're either gonna block that dash in medium on wake up, or you're gonna get hit. That's it. Even if he has a special, you can do that and you have time to dex. So it's still safe. See right there, he took them both times. He took that wake up medium both times. Dash in and what? But that's gonna wrap it up, guys. I'm glad to be back. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next war. Peace.